Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and today I'm bringing you probably going to be a bespoke one-off video, which is me playing Cthulhu Simulator 2015. Yeah, I'm lying, but anyway, this is Evolve, as I think a lot of you will have guessed, because Evolve was on the radar earlier this year, and probably when it first released. I'm trying to think of when it did release. That had completely escaped me. For basically being a shallow game, which is an interesting choice of word when you consider what this game touches upon and what it's about. So I'm going to sort of address that. So I think before I start moaning, I'm going to go over what's good. Visually, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I like the fact that this game has such tight graphics. Looks great, feels great, animation is top notch, as you can see from the Kraken's movement, like tentacles are well animated, face tentacles are animated, it's all brilliant, it looks great. And that really lends well to a level of immersion that Evolve really needs to keep its players coming back. You need to feel like you're this monster or these hunters that are basically trying to scour. But it's kind of shut off sometimes by dodgy texture quality when you first bug in, and sometimes what looks like really derpy animations. And another thing, the idea at heart is good. That's something that I'm going to very much applaud it for. Its idea at its core is brilliant. Asymmetrical multiplayer 4 versus 1, awesome. Brilliant idea. Net execution, but it must have been brilliant on paper. We've not got anything like this seriously out there at the moment, and this must have been a brilliant space to fill. I think the last sort of asymmetrical multiplayer I can remember playing was Aliens vs Predator, with the Colonial Marines in there, way back on PS3 or Xbox 360. So this is a refreshing change to normal Battlefield or any other online game where it's basically, you know, Russians versus Americans and everyone battering the crap out of one another. And that's a good thing as well. And another thing I actually really like about this game is its tutorial system, which a lot of people are probably saying, what? Tutorial? Noob? No. Hear me out on this one. The tutorial is incredibly good for a game that is actually quite complex. Here's the thing. Now, I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but console games are rigorously simple because developers, I'm going to guess, don't want to frighten off players with complexity. If you look at PC games, mostly MOBAs such as League, Dota, Smite, and there's probably loads of others, the level of complexity in them games is huge. And that's where their skill ceiling lies. Their skill ceiling is literally Eiffel Tower roof. It's so huge. It's to encourage player diversity and player skill cap. But if you look at Evolve, it's simplistic. And I suppose now we're going to start going downhill in the fact that... Oh no, I haven't actually covered tutorials. The tutorials are really good. Each one is in depth. But there is only two, so I know what you mean. But Markov and Goliath, they have brilliant tutorials because they perfectly outline what you need to do. Fair enough for the monster, it's kind of like a cookie-cutter build idea. You need to do the same thing for each monster to win. You know, evolve as fast as possible, keep contact as low as possible the less evolved you are, and just try to stack health and armour and then obviously come and fight. And it nails that perfectly, teaching you about how environments work, how smell work, how sneaking can lead an advantage, how doubling back will do you a favour, how using your abilities to move is actually a pretty good idea compared to using them for strict combat. It's good. It outlines well enough that I feel that almost anyone can pick up the Goliath and will have a good shot. But, and here comes the but, there's only one tutorial for the humans. This isn't brilliant, you know, this isn't good. There's only one tutorial for the hunters and it's Markov. Why did they pick the simplest character? And I'm sorry to any Markov mains out there that do actually play this game a lot more than I do, but they should have at least picked someone like the Trapper or the Medic. Those two, now, I'm not bespoking any sort of class relevancy here. All the classes are useful and all the classes are needed. But it's a case of, I suppose, to nail this on the head and get it as I want to say it, it's every class is vital, and the moment one class stops pulling its weight, you're going to lose. You have a trapper that doesn't want to actually hunt with the team, it runs off and gets stealth killed. You can't control the monster's location anymore. You lose Maggie and Daisy. Suddenly keeping hold of the monster is going to be difficult because all it's got to do is stealth around in random directions and you've lost it. A medic that just decides that it wants to go 360 quickscope every single animal on the planet, you lose her or him and you're screwed. You've got no way of keeping your team topped up. So suddenly all the monster has to do is hit and run you, hit you with all your abilities and then just fly off into the distance. You lose your assault, you've got no way of actually killing the monster because none of your other teammates do just enough damage to keep it at bay, and you lose your support and basically you lose your edge as firm as buff goes. So if you lose Hank, you lose a shield, you lose Bucket, you lose Sentries, you lose Cabot, you lose dust tagging. So this is the problem, is that I think the real issue here is that one bad or one unskilled player, now obviously I can't say a thing, I'm crap at Evolve. As you can see, I'm against AI and I'm still getting pretty much shot up in both these matches, but it's something I'm willing to learn. I will be playing Evolve more, probably not putting it on my YouTube channel because, I don't know, I just don't feel overly up to it. But you have one player who doesn't communicate or doesn't want to work with the team, you lose. You have a monster that's not particularly good, gets caught at level 1, lose, or you have a monster that at least knows what he's doing and he hides until level 3 and then blows you away with just a power level. I've not yet lost as a level 3 tracker. Online anyway. Against bots I lose all the time because I think they have a bit inhuman reaction with Hank's shield, but online when I play as Kraken I generally win at level 3 just because I've got that much damage and maneuverability that I can just basically evolve everything. So this is the thing, there's so few things that need to go wrong to lose. But I suppose, in argument to that, it's a case of, this is a game about team play. Don't play the team, lose. It's as simple as that. But in a moment, I'm actually going to cut over to the hunters, and I'll probably touch on their side of things as well. So, I think in a moment I try to fly off and realising that I've basically lost my bacon here. So, I will be back in a mo.
Came here to keep the people safe. Guess it's too late for that.
So, here we are again. This time we're playing as the Hunters, and I suppose going back to it, that's the quality of finish that this game's taken. It's amazing. Graphically this game is stellar. But it's just such a shame that it falls short in the fact of reinforcing team play. You know, it's just such a shame. This game could have been so much more. It could have been literally one of the best team playing games that come out when it's got such a unique idea and unique bridging. But poor execution and probably poor input and output from a lot of the testing involved. Which is the kind of game you'd get out of it. It is a good game, by all means. But it's just... And this is sort of, look, this is me playing with AI, and as you can see, they're doing the job, but spoiler alert, we don't win this match. Because even the AI mimics the real life players that just don't seem to care about their livelihood. Like, it's so frustrating for a game that, like this, it should have been brilliant. This game should have been a knockout seller from the amount of PR it had. But it just had mistakes, and it's a real shame. Now, I'm pretty blessed that I only bought it at about £30 or that regional equivalent, and I got the Behemoth DLC pack and the skin for the Goliath. I don't feel too ripped off. I'm not going to miss that £30. I know it's for some people that could be quite an expensive valet of money, but still, it's a case of, I think a lot of people are going to feel like they've bought an unfinished game, which I think is a bit unfair. Because it's not unfinished, you know, this is done, this is evolved as it was supposed to be, but people just feel like it's lacking content. 12 hunters and 3 monsters at launch and just a handful of maps and game modes. You know, if they'd have sold it as, say, an expandalone for another type of game, then yeah, fair enough, that value would have been justified, but I mean, looking at it now, how long are we in? We're about, let's say we're 6 months to a year past its development, and we've only just got 4 new hunters and 1 working beast. Not good. And I think some people have reviewed the chart realism of it, and it's just 2,000 concurrent players is not a lot compared to, say, the couple of 100,000 that are still kicking on Battlefield, etc., etc. But I think you all get the gist here. What I'm trying to say is that it's a great idea, but poor execution has completely wounded its potential. This could have been amazing, you know, this could have been a real game, but I'll play it and I'll get better at it, but I'm not guaranteeing that there'll be any more videos on it. There'll maybe be a few videos where I just stomp as like the monster or whatever, or do really well, but other than that I can't see myself playing this much. So I guess then in the last couple of minutes we'll close out with what's to come on my YouTube channel. Obviously I missed last week's upload point on the Saturday because food poisoning killed me off. I couldn't keep anything down, I was constantly gagging, burping, so it would have made a pretty nasty experience for anyone who watched that. But I'm getting better now. I'm almost recovered, about 4 or 5 days through now, so I'm getting there. But and then I suppose it's what other videos have we got? As per usual, Battlefield, Dark Souls, Bloodborne. I'm still playing those games, and I'm still recording sort of like boss fights and things like that. They're always nice to talk over because no matter how easy I find a boss fight or how simple I find something, there's going to be someone out there who's just like, what the fuck? So it's always nice to talk about things, and even if people want me to talk about my builds, what I like to build in all of these games, I'm happy to talk about that. So at the moment I've sort of switched up on Bloodborne and gone for a Ludwig's rifle and a stake driver build, which is surprisingly good. I've just beat Master Lagarius with it, and we're getting there. But yeah, in these last couple of minutes, I suppose I'm going to tell you all the same thing that I normally do. I want you to like, I want you to subscribe to this to my YouTube channel. You know, drop a like, hit me with a comment in the comment section below, let me know what you think. And as per usual, this video is partly sponsored by GGC, Grant Gurnall's creation, and I would so much appreciate it if you went over to their site, to their YouTube, to their blog spot, and drop a comment and tell them, you know, that Zyda sent you and Zyda says hi. I'd be much appreciated, so would they. And with that, that's all the palaver over and done with. So ladies and gentlemen, I want you to enjoy the last couple of minutes of me getting stomped by the behemoth that's Hyde, and yeah, as per usual, stay safe, hunters. I'll see you next time. Peace out.
About to fail! I'm not flat! You're all right, Daisy.